tell me your name?
My name is Uttara Ghosh.
And can you tell me when and where you were born?
I'm born in India, and it is in Assam. And when?
Yeah.
1953.
And can you tell me when and why you came to the UK?
I came to join my husband. My husband came here first. Then he went to India to get married, and after married, I stayed India a few months. Then I came after 8 months. I came to England to join my husband.
When did you move to Sunderland?
I moved in Sunderland most probably 1984.
And why did you move to Sunderland?
Because same thing, because my husband, he's a doctor. He got a job in Sunderland, and it was his permanent job, and that's why I moved.
And can you tell me how you first came into contact with the Bangladeshi community?
I started working with Community Relation Council first, and that work was related. It is a city, wide, and especially it's not interpreting and to liaise with the other thing also. So my first work is with Community Relation Council.
Right. How did you get that job?
I got the job by one of my friends. She started working there. After a few months, she told me there is a job, and they would like to get someone who can speak Sylheti. And the friend of mine knows I speak, because though I born in India but not in Sylhet, and but my parents, they came from Bangladesh long time ago though, and where I born and brought up, this most people were, Sylheti, and that way I know the language, and I can speak Sylheti fluently, and the friend of mine knows I can speak Sylheti, so she asked me to go the Community Relation Council and ask for the job and get the form.
Have you been able to speak Sylheti since you were a child?
Yes.
And can you tell me who you met in the Bangladeshi community and what your relationships were with them?
Bangladeshi community, my relationship is first when I started my work. This CRC is that this I worked there only 6 months. After that, project closed, and what happened while I was working in the CRC, and there was a problem in Hudson Road School, head lice problem, and one of the ladies from Hendon, she's a very powerful lady. I don't know, Abu knows her very. She got what they call what they call MB, and that lady, her name is Winnie Davis, and that lady heard I can speak Sylheti, and because from the Bangladeshi community, I think she knew it, and she contacted with me, and Winnie and another lady met me in CRC, and they asked me whether it is possible for me to work with one of the health visitor about the head lice problem, because health visitor needs someone who can speak English. So I started work. Then I helped the hell visitor, and that is very successful because people, and if you don't know the language, it's a bit difficult, to solve the problem. Because I explained it to every parents and things, so that they are very happy. So that way, then after 6 months, there is a project called Hendon Young People Project, and they what they call they advertised for a job, and they were looking for so I think sociology, MA in sociology, but who has got degree in MA in sociology. But my degree was in economics and special Bengali, not in sociology. My degree was BA, not MA. So they asked me, so then I went there and I asked them whether I can apply for the job or not. They said, no, I don't think so, you can apply because we are looking for a person who has got the degree in MA in sociology. Then all of a sudden, one gentleman, while I was working in CRC, one gentleman told, no, you should apply for that. Though they were looking for, MA in sociology, but no, I think you are capable. You should apply for this job. See how it goes. So I applied for the job, though they said no, but I applied for this job. And then they asked me for the interview. They called me for the interview. So I went there, and they asked me a few questions. I answered it. And I think 2 days later, I got a phone call, and they asked me to meet them again, and they showed me this thing you have to do, and then that way I got another job, and this is the, the Hendon Young People Project as a youth worker. But I haven't got any youth worker degree. I haven't had any youth worker degree that time when I started working for Hendon Young People Project. So few years later, they liked me. That's why they wanted to keep me, and they said, so why don't you do the portfolio training for as a part-time outreach worker. So are you interested for that? Yes, I would do that. They encouraged me to do it, and I did it. So I was successful. So that way I started to work with them also, and especially, and they're the only one, the Asian workers, me. And so they have it's a small project, especially for Bangladeshi people, and I was the main worker. So that way I started, and still I'm working there. And that time when I started working with them, hours was quite, I think, for 20, 24, quite, but they reduced the hours now. Now it's all right, I'm quite happy, The only 7.5 I'm working at the moment. But I don't think so I can do more than that. I have got some family commitment, so I'm all right.
So who did you meet in the Bangladeshi community?
Bangladeshi communities, I used to do, still I'm doing outreach work. I used to go to the families, and I used to meet, the people who were living in Hendon. And but first, this is another interesting thing. First, it was quite difficult for me because I am not from their community. I'm an Indian lady, and I'm Hindu. And they used to come, when I used to knock that door, there is a Hindu lady in their language, she's there. So, it was very, very frustrating also. And I was not thinking like that. I thought as a worker, I do, and I was quite, what's it called? I was very happy to work with them. But when I started working with them, and when they were, that Hindu lady is here, she's here. So it was frustrating. But fortunately, in few months' time, I gained trust, and because I used to go their house, and I used to speak Sylheti, and that way they knew me, and they are quite happy to mix with me, to tell their, confidential things, and that way I gained trust. and they know I don't gossip and I don't go to other people because it's a community. They are very strong, the community, and it's very sensitive also. And if I go somebody's house, they might, though it I think took me more than a year to gain trust. So if anything happened, they used to tell me, "Oh, this thing happened, but don't tell to anyone." I'm telling you, I'm not telling anybody. My job is a confidential. I should keep confidentiality. So don't worry for that. And then they realized I don't talk about them, and I don't really. And if I go another next door house, they used to ask me, "Oh, what that lady said," because they are very they have they are very curious what is happening and what the family told me. But I never, so it's their problem. Is I suppose I am not allowed to tell you, so better not to ask me. So now they know I am not, if you tell me, if anybody from the community tell me any confidential thing, I am not going to tell to others also. They know me now because it's, I think, more than 27 years I am working for the Bangladeshi community. So they knew me very well now. So that way I came to know. Though it was very difficult as a Hindu lady and as an Indian, I came from Indian community. So it was difficult. But now I don't think so any difficulty is there. I overcame all the difficulties. And they are also happy and I am also happy with them.
It took you about a year to develop trust with the Bangladeshi.
So I think it's a year, yes.
Were
But I did it very quickly, I think. Because I know their language. Language is the barrier. Another lady used to work for the community, and she's from Kolkata. My husband is also from Kolkata. That's a rich. Their Bengali is very posh Bengali, Tagore's Bengali, and they used to tell me, they used to complain me, "Oh, that lady, I don't understand her at all, but the way you speak, I understand you better." So that way, the language is the barrier also. Not only English, in Bengali also dialect. They speak that dialect. So I know the things. So I can, that way they trust me, and I am also happy to work with them.
What was the relationship between the Bangladeshi community and the rest of Sunderland like?
With me? No, sorry.
Between the
Oh,
white population.
White population with the Bangladeshi
and
community.
The Bangladeshi community.
It's very, very difficult to give the answer. What happened, whenever they go to school, they don't want to mix with, I don't know now, but a few years back, I'm telling, they don't want to mix with English, English children. They usually used to stick together, Bengali, English. And they... nowadays, I think they go for a trip, but that time when I started working, they do, no, we are not going there because our culture don't allow me to go. But nowadays, I think they go, and in whenever they play to the playground, the English people, they don't want to play. They play with the Bangladeshi children. Stick with the Bangladeshi, the Bangladeshi children. They don't want to mix with, but I think it's improved, but I think it's very slowly. And still they find it difficult to mix with the English people. They don't want to go, especially my children. We don't mind, they go with, they have plenty English friend and things. We don't mind, we let them go. Because we should know each other culture because we live in this country. So for them, I think parents' encouragement, this is another problem. It's not there. So that's why they're a bit confused. Parents said, no, we shouldn't go. So our culture is different. But parents should make them understand, no, you should go. You should mix them. You should know their culture. But religion is in your thing. I'm not telling you change your religion. So this is the different things. So culture and religion is with you. So you should mix. We think this way. So this is another problem. So they're not getting the encouragement from the parents and things. But it's change because now they live in extended family. Now they're living in third generation, granddad, son, and now their children. So if son born and brought up in this country, he will be different, isn't it? Then he will, but it's very slow though. Still, it's not that open.
Do you think cultural differences have been difficult to overcome?
I think so. I think so. Hmm.
Um,
It will overcome one day, but still there is a cultural difference between
you still
and
think there's work to do?
and another thing is I think there is a question for racism also. So and racism is also there. Mm-hmm.
Do you think racism's a problem?
Racism is also a problem because if you don't know the language, and English will find it difficult to communicate with them, and they also find difficult to communicate with the English people. And they came from the remote village. Sometimes the way they dress and things, some people don't, though it's not fair, but some English people don't like it. They call their name and things. So, and yes, racism is still there. Mm-hmm. And that is another problem to go, what they call, to improve the thing, because they're a bit frightened. Uh-huh.
Outside of racism and cultural differences, do you think there were other problems for the Bangladeshi community?
Apart from cultural difference?
Yeah,
Other problem is there is isolation. They're very isolated. This is another problem, And if you don't know the language and you can't mix with that, they only mix with their people. So that way their knowledge is very limited. And this is another problem. And apart from cultural differences, there is a problem with the what they call educational thing there, and I think poor hygiene, and how can I explain? Yes, quite a few are there. It's not only cultural difference. Another problems are there also.
Do you think the Bangladeshi community has managed to overcome some of the problems?
I think so, if they get encouragement from the other community, like English community, and they arrange something. Though they especially Bangladeshi people tried many times to get involved with the Bangladeshi ladies. What they call, they run English class and things. They started coming. First few months was very good, but after that number dropping and thing. So this is another encouragement. They need to get some encouragement from the English community also, and their community also, especially another thing, especially from the religious leader. And sometimes they don't get any religious leaders should get involved with the community, and then people from the whoever is the what they call other community should get involved, religious leader, and to make them understand, look, so this is not the way. So you should encourage especially men, women to go for the education, to especially if anything happen in Bangladeshi country, to join to the class and to attend the class properly. They should get educated and things. So then this is another problem from the community leader. They might started coming, but after that, if anything happen, some community leader don't want, women should go out and things. That way, they spread the message to others. That way, they just stopped coming.
When was that? When?
It happens.
Yeah.
Not when, it happened, Oh, so it's any function, they don't like, to get involved with dancing, musical thing. The cities, but this is not true. It's not our, it's what is called. It's not in our religion, It's our religion don't allow it. So no, this is not that thing. And some people are still, very highly, they object about the music and things. No, you shouldn't go and involve with the music. You shouldn't go and dance. But they are highly talented. Some girls are highly talented. They dance very well. They sing. Their voice is sing a song very nicely, but they don't get any encouragement from the family. They're not, especially parents. They think this is not good thing. So I think parents' encouragement is also very important. Though it's slowly, some changes are there, as I told you, because they're third generation. So they're the grandfather, then son, then grandchildren. So grandchildren is getting their what's called encouragement from their mother, and that way is improved. There is improvement, but it's not very fantastic, though. It's very slow improvement.
What do you think the Bangladeshi communities contributed to Sunderland?
Contribute to Sunderland is a restaurant business. This is another big contribution, isn't it? So, and young generation, especially, I think nowadays they are contributing. Quite a few are very good players. They play cricket, and they're very good in what they call other games also. So and they're some are very good in education also. So I think that way they're contributing.
You think the Bangladeshi children are doing quite well in terms of education?
Not really, though, but nowadays I can see the improvement. When I started working, very few used to go for further education, but now I can see quite a few graduated, in few years' time, and now they're thinking for a master degree, but they're thinking for for further education. So I'm quite impressed, but though it's very slow, but they're thinking, and they're getting some little encouragement from their parents also.
Overall, do you think things are improving for the Bangladeshi community?
As I told you, it's improving. Yes, certainly improving, but very slow improvement. Now I can see lady driver also, and they can drive. Some ladies are driving car and things. But when I started working, nobody can drive, and I think they said, oh, it's wrong, and now it's completely changed. Yes.
What about in terms of integration? Do you think integration's improved?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think things could be changed for the better?
As I told you, encouragement, and this is the main thing, and to get involved with the community leader also. And someone should make understand the community leader. Things has to be changed. The way you are thinking is not right. And the women's place is not only they call home. They should go out. They should mix with the other people. They should learn something.